Hey there, welcome to another render demo how to draw video tutorial. Today I'll be taking you through how to draw a school bus. So let's get started. So the first step is to draw the ground line where the school bus is going to be sitting on. So we'll take our straight edge ruler and draw a straight line like that. The next, if you have a circle template, you can use something like this, or you can just draw the circles freehand. It's up to you. I'm just gonna go and use this. And what I want to do here is I'm gonna draw the first wheel. So I'm gonna use my ground line and I'm gonna select this size circle for my school bus. So I'll draw one circle here, and now we want to locate where the next circle is going to be on the other side of the school bus. So what we'll do is we'll drag this over, and we're going to have one wheel, and draw it over here. We're going to do a second wheel for the spacing. So I'm just drawing these in really lightly. And then over here, this will be half of a wheel. So I'm going to use these hashtags, these hash marks here, and draw like half a wheel right there. And then, so now I have the wheel that I'm going to actually draw in, but then we have 1, 2 and a half. There's like 1, 2, and then a half. And then we'll draw the last wheel. Line up right there, line up with my ground, and we'll draw the front wheel of the bus. Alright, so we got our wheels. Now I'm going to draw the inner portions of the wheels. So I'm going to go and pick a smaller circle. And I'm just going to draw a smaller circle inside, just like that. And then I'll draw even a smaller circle for like the center hub piece. So I'm going to pick this circle here, make sure it's right in the center, like that, and then the same one over here, just like that. All right, now we have our wheels and our rims and our center hub. Okay, now we're going to draw a couple boxes. We're going to have the main box for the back of the bus and then the front cab, like engine area. So I'm going to go and grab my straight edge again, and I'm going to start where the centers of the wheels are to kind of figure out my lowest point. So I'm going to line those up somewhere about there, and then I'm going to draw a line. You can go through the wheel if you want. And I'm going to let this overhang about, I would say about maybe 3/4 of a wheel size there. That'll be where the back of the bus will end. And then we'll go and come straight up like this. And if you have a tire, we'll do about 1.5 tire height up, all right? So then I'm gonna use that location there. I'm gonna come across, back this way. And we're gonna stop kind of where the end of the tire is here. All right, somewhere about there. And this front portion here, this is going to be our windshield. So instead of it coming straight down like this, instead of doing that, we're going to angle it just a little bit. So somewhere about here. All right, so we'll go from here to this corner like that. And if you have a straight edge that you can actually see through, it's even better and more helpful because you'll be able to see your lines that are underneath. Okay, so we have kind of a rectangular shape here that's behind the front wheel of our bus. Our bus is pointing to the right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line about just behind this wheel, and it's going to extend just below this line here. So we're going to go right about here, okay? And we're going to come straight up, and it's going to be about halfway from here to here. So that's about our halfway mark right there. All right, now this is going to be a little bit trickier. I'll just do this kind of freehand. So rather than this coming straight across, we're going to have this tapering upward a bit, and we're going to come to about here. Okay, so we're going to come up like that, right through the wheel, and then we're going to have a little bit of a bend in our line here. It's going to come up to about here. So that's going to be a straight line like that. And then there will be a straight line, a vertical line here, like so. And then the top of our hood will be on a slight angle downwards, and we're going to round this corner. So this is going to come slightly downward like that, and then we will round that corner off a little bit. And then if you need to extend this further down, that's fine. Awesome. So next step, what we're going to do is we're going to draw our windows in the back of the bus. So right from this location here, we can use this point as a marker, and we'll draw a horizontal line down the back. So we can follow our ground line here, line up your ruler with this corner here, just like that. And we can draw a line. Now we're gonna have a door right here. So I'm gonna draw my line starting somewhere about here, and we'll do something like that. Okay, and then the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw a line at the top and just a little bit lower than the roof of our school bus. So again, I'm gonna draw a parallel line here, and we'll just go run this all the way across. Now you notice I'm not pressing super hard because I'm gonna erase a few lines. Okay, so let's get our door in place before we start with the windows, because the door is gonna take up a big portion here. So we're gonna come from this edge here, we're gonna roughly be somewhere about here. So I'm gonna put my ruler in. I'm gonna go all the way from the top here. We're gonna come down, and then we're going to go to about here. That's going to be our door opening. And you can use, maybe it comes about in the center of that second wheel that we have here. See that? And then the door is obviously not going to go to the bottom. There's going to be a little bit of a ledge here. So I'm going to come above that ledge just a little bit, and we're going to connect those two lines like that. Okay, so now we can draw in our windows. So I'm going to leave a little bit of a space from the door to the first window, like this. We'll go straight up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the back of the bus and leave another space from the back of the bus, somewhere about there. Okay, because I want to try to get these windows evenly distributed, because these are all going to be the same size window. So now you can take your ruler, and we have about 3 inches in here. So you can go and divide those up like super accurately, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of freehand this. So I'm going to go in the center. Why don't we just do this? Watch. We're going to use this. So we have about 3 inches. So we're going to go to 1.5 to get our center. And then we're going to get the other lines here. Just like that. And then what we'll do is we can draw a line up from there, but we'll go on either side of it, because there's going to be like a little sheet metal that the bus is, the window is kind of being held in by the sheet metal of the bus itself, right? It's just like spaces in between just like that. There we go. So we have 4 windows. And then what we're going to do is we're going to draw this front window in. Just going to extend that line there. And this front window is going to extend off of this roof here. And then I'm going to leave a gap similar to this side over here. And we're going to draw this line down. Just like that. So now we have our front window. I'm going to go and erase this line that we used as a marker to kind of line stuff up earlier. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw, there's a little thickness above the roof here. So what we'll do is we'll extend this over the edge just a little bit, and then this will come up something like about there, and then we'll extend this edge off a little bit, and this one's going to kind of curve and round. Now before I connect these, we will go and I'm going to draw a line right across, and I'm going to start about here. I'm not going to go all the way to the edge. Just draw a line like that. So this will round like that. And then there'll be a little bit extra bump here, and I'm going to use my door as a guide. Kind of go up to about here, and then we'll come up like this, and then we'll draw another horizontal line all the way to the front, and then this we can actually have a nice round shape like that. Alright, there you go. So we got our roof in there, capped. Now we can add some fenders to just above the wheels. So I'm going to find a spot here about this high off of the bus's tire, and I'm going to draw like a flat spot here, and then this will round and come straight down, and the same on this side. This will curve and come straight down. You want to leave a little bit of a space so the tire has room to kind of bounce around a little bit. And we'll do the same thing for the front tire. I'll draw a flatter shape like this, and then round this corner here and come straight down, and we'll do the same for the back. So around it will end somewhere about here, like that. We can go ahead and add the other side of the tire. So I'm going to use this curve here. We're going to come about here and do that. So that's the other tire on the back side, and we'll do the same for the front. We'll use this curve here and curve that like that. Okay, let's add a couple more details. So right above this window here, so the second from the back, I'm going to create just a little bump. So it doesn't have to be exactly above that window, but something just like this, a little escape hatch at the top. Okay, we're going to add the little light section here, the little shading piece for the light. So this will have a straight line across, and then we'll curve it up. And then we will add the windows inside the door. So I'm going to split the door in half like this, up and down. So I found the line there, divide that, and we'll just go straight up and down. Okay, and then we're going to draw 4 panels inside of this door here. So what we'll do is we'll find the center from the top to bottom this way. It's going to be roughly about there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to draw inside of the line, we're going to draw a smaller window like that. So we're going to come like that, come on either side of this center line, just like that, and then one more over here. And then these ones here there'll be 2 windows down there. And then we'll leave a space between those. And finish push them off at the top here. Just like that. So there's our windows on the door. All right, now we'll draw some lines across, kind of like these striped lines over here. So I'm going to start in the center because I want to have 3 lines going through. Okay, so I'm going to start in the center here, and we're going to draw a horizontal line that's parallel to there. And this will have a little bit of a thickness to it. So I'm going to come here and then go above this line so I can see where the line is. And then we'll draw that line there. Okay, so now we can draw one line right about here. So I'm going to go off of my window. I don't want it to touch the windows. So I'm going to start it just under the windows a little bit, like this. I'm going to try to draw this same thickness over there. So we want these 3 stripes, these 3 bands to be about the same thickness. And then there's going to be one just below. So we'll do that right about, so whatever this distance is, we'll do one about here, like that. And we'll finish it off like that. Okay. Now we can go ahead and add the little stairwell for the bus door opening. So what we'll do here is we will use the lower part of the door and just extend that out a little bit past these edges here. And then we're going to come down at an angle like this, come down at an angle like that, and then we'll connect the two, just like that. And then in the center of this, we can put a small groove, something like that. And then we can add a bumper in the front. I'm just going to do a simple square shape like this. So this is going to do this, just like that. And I'm going to add a fender flare from here. We're going to follow this up. So I'm going to follow this fender and a little bit of thickness like this, and then this will come down something like that. And we don't have to have a flare in the back, just in the front here. And then there's going to be some details in the hood of the thing. So this is going to be the driver's side view mirror, so they can see what's behind them. So we'll draw like a rectangle shape up and down. And then we'll draw a little like stem that's kind of holding it off of the bus, and then this is where it gets stuck into the bus. There we go. We could have like a little latch system right here, and then we want to do a light, of course, for safety. Got to see at night, just like that. All right, there's going to be a little thing underneath the bus for its transmission, just like that. And then we'll do a box back here for the rear bumper. So this one will be a little bit bigger than the front. Just like that. Okay, and then we'll have a little step here to get inside of the back. And we'll have a little opening here to fuel the bus up. And then let's go ahead and add some center line through all of those windows so that you can open up and get some fresh air in there. So I'm going to stop in between all of those sheet metal pieces there. And lastly, we need to include the stop sign that kind of swings out. So we're going to do that right over here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a shape like this. So this little rectangular shape, that's going to be the part that kind of swings out. And then this is going to be holding my hexagonal stop sign. So So I'm going to use this edge here as the beginning of my hexagonal shape. I'm going to come up, I'm going to go over, and I'm going to do, so all these edges will be about the same length for the hexagonal form. So then this line here will be parallel like that. This here will be parallel like that. And then this one will go up and down. So there we go. There we have our hexagonal stop sign that swings out. I'm just going to echo those lines. Just like that. So there you go. We can add a couple more details if you want in the tires. So we'll add some like bolts that kind of hold the tire and the wheel in place. Just like that. You can do the same on the front. So the wheel looks a little bit better, more realistic with a few bolts holding it in. And that is it. You can go ahead, and I'm going to go and erase a bunch of my lines and then use an ink pen to ink this in, and then we'll do some coloring. See you in a second. Okay, now that we completed our outline using an ink pen, I'm going to go and use some of my markers. So I have some blues and some oranges and a little bit of red. So I'm going to first start off with the blue in the windows. So we can go and start marking this in. So there you go. There's our school bus. We drew this in. We used the wheel spacing. We marked it in with our ink pen, and we colored it using some oranges and a little bit of blue and red for the stop sign. So hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, subscribe to our channel down below. That way you'll be able to see all of our new video tutorials coming up. All right, so hope you had a good one, and we will check you guys out next time. See you later. Bye-bye.